my name is Brianna with Beyond Astral, and today I'm going to be talking to you about competition. And it's going to be competition within the realm of entrepreneurs. It could be spiritual purpose. It could be you're some type of reader of some sort. And so I want to talk about how this is actually not something to be shameful about, because often in the spiritual community it can be kind of shameful to think that, oh no, I'm thinking of people as competition, that's not very love and light of me, given that I'm training for love and light. That kind of idea without the shadow work aspect. So this is something that I want to really normalize and let you know that this is something that I struggled with very heavily as I was first starting to develop my business, and even what my niches were, right? What I'm good at. And I want to start by saying that it's normal to feel this way until you start to develop and understand who you are as a mentor. Because until we understand our unique perspective and what we like to do, what we don't like to do, what we're good at, and what we are not good at, not because we can't do it, but because we don't really care about being good at it, right? So I don't really care about being good at being a CPA. And, there are some people who do bring that into their tarot reading. I don't want to learn that really, maybe for myself so that I can rely less on having to outsource. But besides that, and so it's really about understanding what are you good at. And the only way to learn that is through practice, commitment, right? Because a lot of us have the perspective that people are just born good at things instead of looking at that growth mindset. And instead, we're looking at fixed mindset that, you're born with these skills, you're always going to be good at these skills, and that's just how it is. And you can't, or I can't develop the same thing, but that's not true. Instead, it takes so many hours. I can't remember. It's over 1,000 hours in order to actually become an expert at something, because you have to store the short-term memory into long-term memory, and you have to use and struggle through that kind of discomfort before you get to that point. You have to use that conscious brain, and that's kind of a pain in the ass sometimes. So with that being said, how is it then that you move beyond this competition mindset? And so I want to say that, like I said, that was really kind of that first step, is starting to develop what are you good at? Who are you? Keeping that commitment to what it is that you want to create in your life. And so on the second note, and then it's going to be trust. So we're really moving into trust, and also look out for part 2. This is part 2 of moving beyond competition. So part 2, I was talking about trust, and so it's going to be trust, and this is going to be trust that if you allow yourself to be your unique and individual self, that your clients who have gone through what you've gone through and want your mentoring, or they want to learn what you have to teach, that they're going to find you. You have to trust that even if you're mentoring them in what you're teaching, then that doesn't mean that they're not going to come back to you. That doesn't mean that you're not going to find other clients, right? So it can be really common when you first start to think that, as an example, I had a coach, and with my coach, I was thinking, oh no, if she knows that I want to do kind of what she wants to do, then she's not going to want to coach me, or I'm going to be her competition, And so I want to say that it's really not about that, because it's instead we often we'll find as we continue on this path that we attract people who've gone through what we go through. And because of that, they may have a similar life purpose, but they're unique and beautiful in their own individual way. And so this is the same for people who may do what we do, right? So I'm a Reiki practitioner, and I have a friend who is a Reiki master who's watching this. She may know who she is. And so in that case, for somebody who doesn't understand how competition works, then they may think that, oh no, that would be, like you wouldn't want to compete with each other if you're looking at it from a typical business corporate standpoint. But instead, it's actually that we have unique perspectives that make us us. And so because of that, and because I've spent the time developing who I am, and I continue to develop my services and who I want to be and how I'm unique, then that no longer makes me a competition to her, and that no longer makes her a competition to me, because we're different. And that's something that I even love about astrology, right? Is because it really allows you to be excited about the differences in someone instead of trying to change them or make them be the same. And that's a whole different video, but keep an eye out for that one. So it's really, that's kind of how it's possible to move beyond this, and why it is so normal is because it is so relevant in our culture. I mean, you can look at how much competition mindset is pushed, that, you have to be the first one, that if you don't get it first, then you're never going to get it. And that you need to be better than the competition. Keep out for part. I said it too fast, but it was supposed to be keep an eye out for part 3, and I don't want to start the video over. So you're going to get that. All right. Part 3, how to move beyond competition, baby. All right. How are we going to move beyond competition today? So we've talked about, to recap, that first it's about developing that individuality. Find your unique traits. What have you gone through? Did you go through grief? Did you go through pain? Did you go through childhood trauma? Did you, what unique experiences did you have? Where did you grow up on this earth? What kind of struggles did you go through, and how did they make you, you? How did you get through them? And it's really understanding the step-by-step of how you made it through and what that's given you, and really looking at that and learning how to applaud yourself. Good job. You did a good job to get to where you are. Second is to allow yourself to be imperfect. Allow yourself to make those mistakes along the way, and know that you're not going to know it right away. And that may mean that competition mindset is pretty prevalent until you start to understand who you are. And that's okay. And it's going to be instead about really that inner talk. So we have a video about inner talk and how to change that previously. But you're going to want to change that inner talk and start to look at, okay, how can I start to be kinder to myself, and how can I start to be kinder to others? So though I may right now feel like I'm not good enough, and that this other person's going to be my competition, or, I'm afraid to train someone in the same thing I'm doing because they're going to become competition, and start the affirmations of, I'm good enough. I am individual. I am beautiful just the way I am. And if you don't believe those things, and if you don't believe your individuality, start looking for proof. And that can be through science articles, that can be through studies, that can be through other people or motivational speakers, or even me. So it's about finding that proof if you can't change that belief. And now, and then from there, it's about understanding and being able to support and trust in spirit that you will have what you're supposed to have, that things will work out for you. And if you don't believe in the whole trust in the universe thing, or you need something more concrete, look at the part of your brain that I can't remember the name of, the rat, reticular activation, a RAS, reticular activation system. And it's going to be what allows you to say that I want to, or you're looking for a certain type of thing. So it could be you're looking for negativity. You could be looking for a specific type of car. And then you start seeing that car everywhere. That is your supercomputer being programmed to what it is that you are looking for in this world, and it working for you. So that means that if you instead are looking for ways that you are individual, and instead you're looking for clients that are going to find you for you, you're going to find them, your brain will work, and spirit will help you.